Indeed. Hello, everybody. Welcome. There you go. It's your boy, 451 Actual. Welcome to Motivation Monday here on the No Prisoners podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm 451 Actual. Got my amazing co-host Kevin with us as well. And, of course, the most fantastic community around. We've got our family over here on pilled.net, the whole No Prisoners podcast family coming in to join us on what will be our last week of streams for the year of our Lord 2024, guys. So if you want to get in on some of the energy, this is the week to do it. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are, again, going to be taking the last 2 weeks plus a few days of 2024 off. We will be back again on the 3rd of January, which will be a Fun Friend Friday, our first episode of 2025. Also, Season 4 of the No Prisoners podcast. A whole bunch of new stuff, whole bunch of new content, whole bunch of additions coming your way. We're really piling it on for the new year, all sorts of new content, and we're really going to take it to the next level. So I hope you guys are ready for that. We went so hardcore in the paint on changing things that we've even got a new website to acquire the assets that we are going to be using. So we have completely cut off the old, and it'll be on to the new for Season 4 in 2025. So I hope you guys are just as excited for that as we are. Let's go ahead and say good morning to everybody over here on Pilled. Again, if you guys are over there on X, if you're on YouTube, if you are on Kick or DLive or even on Rumble, you guys are going to want to head over to pilled.net in 57 minutes or so, because we will be going Pilled exclusive, because you know what? It is the ultimate free speech platform by Patriots for Patriots. And you do not want to miss out on today's episode. We got an epic read in the mix. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the drones. We got some economics. The Democrats finally admitting, we've been in a recession for a while now that Joe Biden's on his way out the door. Got some climate change nonsense. We've got the wokeism, of course, and then the politics here at home and geopolitical surrounding Trump's upcoming inauguration, and some stuff about some health So hopefully you guys will join us after the top of the hour because we've got all sorts of good stuff. Of course, we're going to be starting off today with our Motivational Monday video. We've got some Talk Church and other Christian videos to open us up. And, of course, some funny videos to kind of get everybody's blood pumping as we get ready to get into the news from around the world. Tweak, good morning to you. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. We've got the Gray Man in the house. Good to see you. Tweak says, I'm feeling great. Thank you all for all your prayers. My father is astounded by all those prayers that he heard. That's awesome. And Tweak said, I'm going to be on that first Fun Friend Friday so I can bring some wrenches. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Less wrenches are going to be thrown during Fun Friend Fridays. I will be liberal with the mute button. Let's see here. Misinformation. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, we got Kevin and Lightspear. Good morning. Thank you so much for checking in. Free for all to learn. Mary, hello. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. We got Adel Nero from 412 Productions in the house. Hello. Good morning to you. Good to see you, brother. Let's see here. Nuclear Family of 4 wanted to give us an update. Absolutely fantastic. Said, an update, my nephew made the U.S. Open cut for 2 of the events, the 500 and 1650, a.k.a. the mile freestyle. This is the meet before the Olympic trials, but his team usually doesn't go to those, so if they don't go, he won't go. Well, prayers that they will go, because, I mean, the dude earned it, so good for him. We knew it. We knew we would make something. He would move on. We prayed for it. And we've got the God of the turnarounds, and so he did enough turnarounds fast enough to make it. So I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna speak it into existence. They're gonna go, and if they don't, he's gonna take that confidence and that momentum that he got, doubting himself, and then making not 1 but 2 different events, including the mile. By the way, you're swimming for an entire mile freestyle. That sounds like it sucks. But he did it. So, take that confidence forward, my dude, and bring it into the next year. Continue to improve on it. Challenge yourself, and you'll get there. You'll get there. So, congratulations for making that, and thank you for the update, Nuclear Family of 4. We've got G-Man in the house. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Tizo checking in as well. We got Burt Cocaine coming on in with a can. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Blanc.
Come on, man.
Let's see. And then Misinformation Gifting a Can said, good morning, NPP family. Well, good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. It'll be fun-ish. Yeah. I mean, I like to cover at least a little bit of content on Fun Friend Fridays. So, we got to be within reason. We got to be within reason. All right. Good to see everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And then, Kevin, what do we got going on over there on Rumble? Anything? I've just completely abandoned the other platforms, guys. I'm sorry. We've got Twerky over there on Rumble. That's good. You're muted, Kevin. I don't have a sign for you, though. Jeez, Kevin. On a Monday. All right. But good to see you, Twerky. Thank you so much for being here. Again, make sure you head over to pilled.net, and we will welcome you with open arms over there. Thank you so much for checking in over there on Rumble. Okay. So, as we're waiting for Kevin here, let's see. Oh, let me do this while we're waiting on Kevin. Hold on, guys. So if you guys missed out yesterday, well, last night, I should say. Oh, here he comes. We got a new fish cam up. Tweak and I worked diligently yesterday. I had to, he took care of our heater issue, which is going to end up making growing out these fish much easier because I was able to split them between both chop and flip systems now. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we are deeply invested in some aquaponics systems that we are trying to start a business with also in January. We're going to hit that Make America Healthy Again movement at light speed and help people do that in their own backyards by growing their own medicine, their own food, and their own protein so they can fill their dinner plates and know exactly where everything came from. So yesterday, after many hours and much frustration, hold on, I'm waiting for this commercial, our commercial, by the way, to stop playing here. Hold on a second, guys. I mean, it's a great commercial, don't get me wrong. But yesterday, we were able to get Fish Cam refired up. The Chop and Flip edition. So be on the lookout for more fish cams. If you guys are just looking for some ambient music and a chill vibe over here on Pilled, you guys can come and check out as we raise out these tilapia to go in the big system. And we'll try to save a male and a female, or a couple of females and a male, maybe 3 or 4 females if we can work that out. It involves food coloring and the sexing process. Let me just tell you guys, it is a pain in the ass. Probably more traumatic for the fish, though. And we're going to continue breeding these so they can go into our big system. What's up, dude? Oh, yeah. And I already told her you said thank you, but I will say it again. So Tweak wanted to let Mama451 know that he is very thankful for the snacks that she sent. The entire household has been enjoying some Swiss Colony snacks. My mom has sent me Swiss Colony stuff, I don't know, for the past 4 or 5 years. And it's like one of those things that I look forward to, you know, getting the summer sausage and like the fancy cheese, you know, to make a charcuterie board if I wanted to. But I'm just like, nah, you know what? I'm going to cut all this up and just straight down the neck. It doesn't get to get paired with anything else, but she sent some like really decadent chocolates this year, and she sent Tweak his own care package to help him with his healing. She and her entire church, I believe, have been praying for Tweak's recovery. So really appreciate Mama451 sending the holiday gift bags, the care packages, because everybody loves them. So thank you again. But yeah, man, come and check out Fish Cam when we got it up and enjoy it because it's pretty cool. You guys get to see the aquaponics system in full swing. Look how clear that water is, Kevin. And that camera's in the water. It's not like looking into glass. Like, that is in there. So yes. I had to wrestle with the Chinese Wi-Fi bridge yesterday, trying to figure out how to configure it when nothing is in any type of English that's legible to get it reconfigured with our new Wi-Fi. But I finally got it. So anyway, there you go.
So yesterday was just full of IT, huh?
Yes. It was. Yeah, and Kevin saved the day yesterday too, guys. So everybody make sure that you tell Kevin thank you for being so awesome at technology, because over the course of Friday night and Saturday morning, the power went out twice. It went out for several hours on Friday night into Saturday morning, came back on late in the evening / early in the morning on Saturday, and then at about 9 a.m. on Saturday, it went out again. And in the course of them intentionally taking out the power on Saturday, it was like the guy who, you know, was sitting there unplugging the electronics, like, you know, disconnecting the whole system, was like, oh, just kidding. Oh, just kidding. And so it bricked temporarily, thank the Lord, all of the hundreds of hours that Kevin and I had put in to building assets for the stream, because none of it was accessible. So, like, all of the donation alerts that I'm getting ready to play would not be possible, nor all the other stream assets, without Kevin's help. So we were able to remount the storage. But yeah, that was a little frustrating. And then working with the Chinese components was equally as frustrating, but we finally got it. So come and check out FishCam. Wanted to say thank you to Burt Cocaine and Nuclear Family of 4, each giving us 3 cans in a row. Nuclear Family of 4 said, "Did you get your P.O. box yet?" No, I did not. I'm just going to send you my address. I'm not really worried about it. Enough people know my address by now. It is what it is. And then Boys Blanc 89 gifting the cookie. Thank you guys so much. Here comes that can. I really appreciate that.
Come on, man.
And then a cookie coming across. Thank you guys. Thank goodness those work. I was super worried about that. All right. But yes, I will. I'll go over there and get a P.O. box. I'm just busy. And the post office is miles away. It's annoying to get down into there. It is what it is. I'll get down there. Enough excuses, 451. What are you doing? Anyway. You ready, Kevin? You ready to get into some Motivation Monday, dude?
Sorry, audience. Your love is just too much for this one, I guess. Yes, I'm ready. Shall we?
All right. So this one is Trust God in the Valley. He will bring you through from Above Inspiration. Came out just 2 hours ago. 8 minutes on this one, guys. We'll be back right after this. Enjoy.
I know it feels like this valley will never end, but it will. You will make it through the valley. David said, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of the death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." You are not alone in the valley.
Never forget this. God is with you in the valley. God is with you in the valley.
I don't know what valley you're going through, but the antidote is Psalm 73:28. As for me, God's presence is all I need. I've made the sovereign Lord my shelter.
God is with you, walking with you through your deepest and darkest valley. You could say it or pray it this way. Even in the darker moments of life, I will not give way to panic or anxiety because the Lord is with me. There's no room for fear. One of my favorite Bible verses is Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You can face life's valleys without fear. You can and will come through the valley because he's with you. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you're with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
God is God, not just of your mountaintop experiences. He's the God of the valleys too. Valleys are a symbol of difficult times in your life in the Bible. And God says, I'm not just the God of the mountaintops, the peak experiences in your life. I am the God of the valleys. In the times of darkness, the times of despair, the times of defeat, the times of discouragement. Because the truth is, most of your life and my life are not lived on the mountaintops. When you're in a mountaintop experience, the view is great, but mountain peaks are far and few. Most of the time, you live your life in the valleys. I don't know what kind of valley you're going through right now. It may be a financial valley. You're going in a real tough spot. Maybe you're in a relational valley. Maybe you're going through a physical illness and a valley of disease or sickness. Even in our darkest days, God says, I'm there, and I'm there with you.
But I've come to learn that he is the God of the mountain, but he is the God of the valley. I've learned that valleys are necessary, and I've learned that God does a great work in me that he can only do in the valley. I want to remind someone today that there is no fruit on the mountaintop. There's only fruit in the valley. I've learned that God wants to do something great through me, so he must first do something very deep in me. And he can only do that in the valley. The valley is the stretching place. The valley is the place that when you're in it, you think it's warfare.
And the truth is, You can't reach your destiny without going through valleys. The valleys are strategic. When you're on top of a mountain, the only way to go higher is to come down that mountain, go through the valley, then you can go up a bigger mountain. God allows valleys not to hold us back, but because He's taken us higher. Without the valleys, we would get stuck.
I will take a valley with Jesus over a mountaintop without Him. Because as long as I have Jesus, I have possibilities. I have a future. I have a promise. Give me Jesus in any situation. I'll take that. God's with you in the valley, and you may not feel it. You may not be able to clap for that yet. You may be saying amen, but in your heart you're going, I don't feel it. That's okay. We don't live by feelings. And when I cannot trace His hand, I can trust His heart. God's doing something in me right now. I don't see it all yet, but I do know I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I do know God is doing something great right now, and I can't really sense it. I can't really see it. I can't really feel it. Quite frankly, it took every ounce of faith just to get here this morning, but I do believe that God is still doing a work in my life. And maybe you feel today like, Jabin, I just feel like all of hell is against me. I just feel like I am coming up literally against the gates of hell.
Some of you are in the depth of the darkest valley. I have no doubt about that. Regardless of the type of valley, it's not going to last. There is a way out.
Valleys are temporary. Valleys end. Look again what the verse says. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. David didn't say I walk in the valley or I walk to the valley. He said I walk through the valley. A valley has an opening on each end. They don't go on forever. They're not dead-end streets. We don't walk to valleys. We walk through valleys. They're not a permanent location. It's like a tunnel. There's a beginning and an end. You walk through. A valley is not something you will stay in your entire life. It's something you go through, a circumstance or a season or a situation.
It's not a coincidence that David wrote in Psalm 23, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. He didn't say, though I stay in the valley, though I live in the valley. No, the valley is not your home. The valley is temporary. You're just passing through the valley. It's just a matter of time before it's turned into a gateway of favor, a gateway of healing. Now, don't let the valley become permanent in your thinking. Instead of complaining about the valley, being discouraged over what you're going through, all through the day, Father, thank you that this valley is only temporary. I believe what you promised, that you're about to transform it into a gateway of hope, a gateway of blessing, a gateway of victory. That valley is leading you to the awesome future God has in store.
Good is always ahead for the Christian. It is there, our thing is not in any way, shape, or form, we are defeated. That's not it. We will go through hard things, and we have to build, and we have to work, and we have to do the hard things. And you can do hard things. But on the other side of that, God is preparing something even better for us. But we have to call on Him while He is near.
Remember that God has a good purpose for my valley. Remember that God has a good purpose for my valley. God is a good God. God cannot do evil. It is impossible for God to do evil. God can only do good in your life. God has good plans for your life. And so I remember that even in the problems I'm going through, the valleys I'm going through, the valley of conflict or grief or fear or failure or whatever, God is building character when you're going through that valley. And that character is going to outlast everything else.
Yes, indeed. Great video. Great video. Great message right there. Even in the valley, friends. Even in the valley.
And you know, sometimes God provides you with a gondola if you're feeling like relaxing while enjoying it. Other times, you might be provided with a zip line. I'm just saying.
That's awesome, dude. Congrats. Sorry. Dude just giving me an update on his situation. So he dumped his bike,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And with the castle laws in Texas, your vehicle, and ultimately you can obviously make the argument your person is an extension of your household, right? And so he was carrying when he went down. Belton Police Department confiscated his firearm, and so he wrote a letter basically outlining, hey, you violated my constitutional rights, because they wanted him to come and take a background check. Obviously, he's not going to pass that because of, stupid felony laws and all that good stuff, whatever. But anyway, long story short, got a call in response to his letter, and somebody else who can pass a background check can come and pick it up. So another V notch for for Tweak.
Oh,
So
my
there you
word.
go. Little update to his situation.
Ah.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Okay. So in the valley, what if it's just like God is planting a small seed in every struggle that you go through, right? Right there in the midst of the battle. He's always planting some kind of seed, and it's up to us to have that mindset to cultivate it. And sometimes it can just be faith the size of a mustard seed, right? When you compare a mustard seed to a whole plethora of other seeds, especially in ancient Judea, right? Like that area, mustard seeds are tiny, but you can also get, a gigantic plant, like a flourishing tree out of that tiny seed. And that's the parable that Jesus is given right here to his followers. Take a listen.
You had faith the size of a grain of mustard seed. You could say to a mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it would obey you.
Can a mulberry tree go in the sea?
He's making a point. Truly, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you could say to a mountain, move from here to there, and it will move.
That's right.
And nothing will be impossible to you.
How do we get there? Like Judas said, you increase our faith.
It's not about size, Philip. It's about who your faith is in. If your faith is secure in God, trusting His promises, choosing His will for your life instead of your own, this sized faith is enough.
That's right. Hey, listen, the birds of the air don't worry about where they're getting food next. The grass that covers the earth's not worried about, the ground's not worried about being covered in that blanket of flourishing grass. So how much more special are you to God than those aspects of creation where you were made in His image and you think He's not going to take care of you? That's that mustard seed faith right there, friends. And it grows into something awesome, believe me. All right. In the busyness of life, though, you have to fight for the hiddenness. Check this out.
You have to be spending time with Jesus. Your relationship with God, it can't just be external. It can't just be at church or in a prayer meeting. It's got to be in the secret. When Jesus taught his disciples how to pray, he said to go into your room, to close the door and pray to your Father who's unseen. And Jesus models this throughout his whole life. Just before he started his public ministry, he went into the wilderness for 40 days, praying and fasting. Just before he was crucified, he spent time alone with God. Jesus shows that it's a priority to spend time with God. And when we neglect that, we can easily become agitated or feel distant from God or burnt out. And if you feel like you haven't got enough time to spend with God, then you're probably just saying yes to too many things. It's okay to book a day off with God, take a holiday. And you have to be so intentional about it, because in the busyness of life, you have to really fight for the hiddenness.
Yep. It's all about intention, too. It's all about in that mindset. Like when you are setting aside time for God, it's also pivotal, and this is just my opinion here, you can take it or leave it, that your intentionality is to honor God's presence by making it all about Him in that moment and not letting thoughts about what you're going to make for dinner, or, you know, a huge stressor that might come in, even just the tiniest thing that would distract you from realizing that you're in the presence of the Almighty God, a holy God that loves you, a Father that loves you. I'm telling you, man, when you can let go of all the distractions, and it's not like a perfection thing, those thoughts are going to try to enter your head and put you into that hamster wheel that I mention almost every Motivation Monday now. It's just one of those things that really stuck with me. So when you can avoid getting into the hamster wheel of thought, and you can actually take in that presence, slow down, and set yourself aside from the world, that's all there is just the presence of the God who loves you and who made you. And you can get a better idea for not only the blessings that are in your life, but what those blessings are allowing you to do as far as the purpose for your life that God has for you. So just take that with you on that one. Love that video. All right. Now, you're in that moment. You realize I'm in the presence of a God who loves me. When you do meet him, just say yes. Check it out.
Imagine having a guy who knew he wanted to marry you the first week he met you, who loves God and loves people, who only goes out to work or work out, has 3 close friends and his priorities straight, and has no interest or eyes for anybody.
Oh, that was
but you.
That was not the message I was expecting. Sorry, guys. Never mind.
Well, why don't you tell us the message you were expecting? And let
Well,
it
I was
come from
expecting,
you.
like, when you do meet him, right? Don't like resist what comes over you, like what he's trying to tell you to do, like how he's trying to lead you through, not even if just a moment, but like looking into the next moment and the next moment and the next moment and stop worrying about the distractions, right? Like take my eyes off of what's around and just focus on him. Like that's what I thought that was going, but I guess
And
not.
there you went and delivered it. Look at you.
There I went and delivered it. Yes, indeed. Okay,
Yes.
now let's get into some funnies here. This video, I think, captivates the saying, a case of the Mondays. This is pretty much an entire compilation of people having the Mondays, and then I'll get to your guys' your donations after this. Again, thank you guys so much for all the love. Make sure you hit that red pill and the repost button. It's Motivation Monday. Here we go.
No. Oh.
Nicole will show how to do it. Yeah, go ahead and take off.
Is that not a perfect description of that?
Would you mind fast forwarding a bit to the part that ended up being a little motorcycle, like a 2-wheeler going down? But would you back up a little bit? Because was he grabbing onto the muzzle of a weapon?
I don't know. Yes, I know Free for All to Learn. She did make a good point about finding a partner. It's just, I try to put a good. No, that's a. That's the bike. That's the bike.
For a moment,
right
I thought he was holding a flash suppressor. I was like, dude.
It looks like he got off the bike, and the bike was like, "Yep, see you later."
I see. Okay, this is a different mood now. Okay, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right, here we go. So I guess the Grinch was actually pursued for stealing Christmas, guys. Check this out.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a hero. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a green
That's cute. That's cute.
Right? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So it looks like a group of Santas got into the MAGA spirit this year and are doing the Donald Trump dance on this person's yard. Check it out. So awesome. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Matt 1776, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for the cookie. Said good morning, fam. Good morning and happy Motivation Monday to you. Thank you so much for being here. Come on. The delay is real, guys. Let's see. Old Salty Dog coming in, gifting a cookie as well. Thank you so much. Old Salty Dog had a big day the other day. Old Salty Dog celebrating his 23rd, I believe, if I recall correctly. Wedding anniversary yesterday while we were playing some worship music on the BCE radio show. So again, congratulations, 23 years plus one for Old Salty Dog and the missus. So again, congratulations, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Water Wizard coming in at gifting a can as well. Thank you so much. Good to see you and happy Motivation Monday. Come on, man. Poor Joe, man. Almost on his way out. Almost on his way out. And I think that the last day of the transition, when Donald Trump comes in and scoots Joe Biden and Jill Biden out the door, hopefully it looks a little something like this, Kevin. Here you go.
Sis letting brother know that this is Sparta. Nearly puts him in a body bag and a savage smile to top things off with 0 cares left to give. Probably ate the last Lunchable, so it's trick or treat, eat my feet. For that reason, we now throw it to the rated OG Ludacris cam.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way.
Yep, that happens.
It does happen. It does happen. But not every interaction has to be hostile like that. Check out this dolphin making friends with this little dog here. Check it out. Dolphin's like, I would totally eat you.
Yeah.
If the roles were reversed or like you were stuck in here with me, you know what I'm saying? Like you would be food, you small animal.
Yes. Snack.
Obviously having fun though. You know what I mean? I love dolphins, dude. So intelligent. And then the other one comes in to eat you. That was totally group hunting behavior right there. Oh, man. All right. Well, not the only unusual but awesome animal friendship. That's pretty much how it is on the homestead. Well, the dogs don't really treat the birds that well, but you get the point. Got some animal companionship going on. Pretty awesome to see. All right. So let's get into a couple of animal core videos. We'll start off with some cat core, and then I've got some bunny core for you, Kevin. A new category here on the No Prisoners podcast. There we go.
Rupert, this is getting ridiculous. Rupert. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
All right, here we go. Some Bunnies core for you. Check it out.
Okay.
But you can't just jump out here.
Awesome. I didn't know rabbits had so much personality, Kevin.
Yeah, they're right outside. They're literally right outside. Literally.
They don't come anywhere near my yard. I'm just saying.
I imagine.
I have a squirrel that's testing his luck. Tweak will tell you. There's a squirrel that tests his luck. He's not really worried about us. Like, we can pretty much walk right up on him, but sometimes he doesn't see the Belgian Malinois coming at like 40 miles an hour. And he's almost got God a couple of times and barely makes it up the tree. And she goes vertical pretty quick. So, yeah, man, it's been a couple of times I'm like, oh, you might want to not play around. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. He's like, I'm going to test the limits. I'm going to live my life to the fullest. And, yeah, careful. So, I love this guy. We've seen one other video of this guy. I don't remember what it was. But he just kind of does reaction videos, and I think you'll agree with this one, Kevin.
Okay.
Oh, a sad little orange.
You want conjunctivitis? Because that's how you get conjunctivitis. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Was that citrus? Was that really? Was she really taking citrus mold and
I don't
applying it to
think
her
so.
eyes? Oh,
I
please
don't think
do that.
so.
Don't do that.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's get into some fruit that maybe won't cause stress like that. How about bananas with benefits? This healthy dessert supports gut health and reduces stress, Kevin.
Yeah, we used to add it to cereal before all the artificial colors and flavorings.
Yeah, try this healthy dessert of griddled bananas with blueberries packed with prebiotics. It's a sweet treat that's good for your gut and stress levels. If you want a sweet treat without heaping on the sugar, look no further than nutritionist Angela Dowden's recipe for griddled bananas and blueberries. Bananas contain prebiotics which feed your good gut bacteria. Slightly less ripe bananas have more prebiotics than overripe ones.
Sounds like you need an underripened banana right about now. You sound all gassy.
Yeah, I do.
What's up with that?
Listen, I'm just going to be honest with you.
What?
Tom from America Floats last night made some fried chicken.
Yes.
Like in the cast iron, did a little shallow fry on them.
Yes.
So good. It was so good. And so last night, Mini 45 said, hey, I'm going to the planetarium tomorrow.
Yes.
I need to bring a sack lunch.
Yes.
Can you put that in a wrap for me? She knows exactly what she wants. So I made a wrap. And I overestimated how much chicken I would need, so there was an extra piece. And so I was like, you know what? I'll make myself a wrap for lunch tomorrow too. So I made the wrap, ate it this morning, first thing. I couldn't wait. It was so good. It was worth it. I'm going to regret it later.
Oh, yes, you will. But Minnie's growing up. She's becoming a young woman.
Yes, she is.
Graduated
exactly
to wraps.
Yes. That's right. So she was like peanut butter and honey at first. And then after she had Tom's fried chicken, she was like, I'll take that in a wrap. Okay. Definitely do that.
Excellent.
So anyway, that's why. So maybe eating raw onions will reduce your stress. Got another Grinch story for you. This Grinch impersonator eats raw onions for the character and wants Jim Carrey's job. Ryan Swain has been visiting hospitals and care homes in the run-up to Christmas and now wants to replace Jim Carrey. A dedicated Grinch impersonator from Yorkshire who spends an hour getting into character and eats onions and sugar glass dreams of replacing his hero, Jim Carrey, in a new blockbuster film. Ryan Swain, 34, an entertainer and DJ from Malton, North Yorkshire, was first captivated by the green, Christmas-hating Grinch in his childhood after reading the Dr. Seuss book and growing affectionate for the phenomenal character. The 2000 hit comedy film, oh my gosh, it's 25 years old darn near. Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas also became a love of Ryan's, who's been a lifelong fan of actor Carrey and found similarities between their mannerisms and zany nature in his personal life. He said it would be a dream come true to step into the role if a sequel to the blockbuster went into production and Carrey was unavailable. Last Christmas, Ryan donned the Grinch outfit for the first time during a Winter Wonderland event in York, finding he could slip into character very quickly, and this year he's been voluntarily visiting hospitals, care homes, and community centers in his furry, viridescent garb, which takes an hour to pull together. Unlike the character he plays, Ryan loves Christmas and has adorned his home with Grinch-themed decorations, much to the delight of his fiancée, Sam Cooke, who's expecting a little baby who in April, and their three young children from previous relationships. I want to be the most authentic tribute to the Grinch. I want to do Dr. Seuss proud. I want to do Jim Carrey proud. Ryan, who runs a skateboarding school for young people, told PA Real Life. You don't realize the enormity of the character until you step into his shoes, and it's so popular with all age groups and all generations. I try to bring Christmas cheer instead of Christmas sneer. Ryan said his admiration for the Grinch and Dr. Seuss. You already said that. The Grinch is a phenomenal character, he said. Yeah, they're just repeating themselves. ChatGPT wrote this. He's very clever, and I like the fact that they're not just stories. There's poetry involved, and it captivates people's imagination, and it has done that with me and the Grinch. Ryan said the 2000 film starring Carrey is his favorite Christmas movie. I've always been a massive fan of both Jim Carrey and the Grinch. It's definitely top of the list of my favorite Christmas films, he said. If there was ever an opportunity which arose, I'd be very happy to step in and fill that role one day. So, pretty cool. Goes and visits hospitals and care centers and just tries to bring a little bit of levity and Christmas spirit as the Grinch. I don't know about eating the onions. I'm sure nobody really appreciates that. But I guess if it fills the character,
it helps get him into character.
Right, yeah, I guess.
You know, the Grinch is kind of like a cryptid. And you know, we have another cryptid that we're also following right now. And I think you know who I'm talking about. Another furry individual who brings joy. I wonder what he's doing right now.
I don't know. Let's see here.
I thought maybe we'd go check. Okay.
We can. I don't think he's live anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, let me see. So we will probably break away here in a couple minutes, guys. Right now, we're waiting for Donald Trump. I guess he's going to be delivering some live remarks from Mar-a-Lago to the press. Not sure what it's about, but I will bring that to you guys live so we can see exactly what it is he has to say.
Yes, I'm monitoring
but I do have that pulled up.
Yes.
What?
I'm monitoring that in the background, by the way.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see this guy doing this Jim Carrey stuff and bringing a little bit of love. And no, Sax Squatch is not live right now. So.
Aww.
But we're going to see him live in March. I think I convinced Tom to go with me. And depending on if Mama 451's here, I'll drag her to go there too. Yes. So not everybody getting what they want for Christmas, Kevin. Remember how I told you about the final experiment?
Yes.
Well, we've got our first flat earther response to what they saw down in the Antarctica continent. You ready to hear from one?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, here we go. Flat earther gets sent on a paid trip to Antarctica for 24 hours and is forced to recognize that what he believed made no sense. Take a listen.
Sometimes you are wrong in life. And I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. But I respect Will Duffy for being a stand-up guy, at least in the way that he kept saying it was true. I kept saying it wasn't. He said, "Do you want to go? I'll take you." And brought me here. And it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south. So what does that mean? You guys are going to have to figure that out yourself. Don't listen to my beliefs or my opinion. It shouldn't matter to you. But at least you should be able to accept that the sun does exactly what these guys said as far as circles the southern continent. So that's about it. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that. And
Let
you know
me
what?
pause it right here.
If you're a shill for...
Yes.
Isn't it sad that he knows that bringing an objective truth, and again, I will be fair and say not all flat earthers believe that there isn't a reason for a 24-hour sun. I'm sure there are some models. I don't know the exact reasoning on how they could explain a 24-hour sun on a flat earth. But a general consensus,
see the chat, don't you? Yes. Look at them all in caps. Go on.
He's one of the flat. He's one of the flat earthers that Will Duffy took down there, man. And but isn't it sad that he knows that the flat earther community is pretty much going to call him a shill for bringing an objective truth? And he's like, I don't expect you to say that flat earth is dead. He goes on to say that. And that's fine. Now, the experiment to go down there and see, which these folks have pretty big followings on YouTube with the flat earther community. It wasn't just him. I'm pretty sure Witsit, whoever that guy is, he's like a pretty big flat earther. He went down there. Some chick flat earther went down there. And a couple of globe earthers went down there as well. Now, they brought down all sorts of equipment to verify that they were looking at the sun. This guy brought down his own rig to track the sun.
Yes.
And found that, yes, indeed, it never dips below the horizon. Not only that, but the moon as well, circled them for all 24 hours. So, pretty interesting. Again, I'm not saying you have to believe the earth is round, but just an interesting takeaway from someone who believed that there wasn't a 24-hour sun down in the Antarctic. Anyway, let's finish this out.
For being honest, so be it. I honestly believe there was no 24-hour sun. I honestly now believe there is. That's it. If you want to call me a shill, so be it. I'll live to see another day, and at least I know that I got
intellectual
to see it. I just want to
honesty.
say thanks to Will. Through everything, you've been at least kind to me, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate the trip. If you guys want to, my whole master plan worked for getting a free
$39,000 trip, by the way.
But no, it's amazing. I can't
Per
even tell you.
person.
Flying in was the best thing I've ever seen. So looking around, best thing I've ever seen. So, how could I give him a hard time for bringing me down here? $35,000 trip. It's been incredible. It will continue to be incredible. We've got some tracking mounts swinging around, seeing the sun. What does it mean? You have to figure it out. To me, it means that the AE map no longer works. But that doesn't mean that I'm right. It means that it could work. You'll have to figure out how, because I've tried and I struggle with it. The other thing is a 24-hour moon. If that happens, you got another thing we got to worry about. So it seems like the moon does circle here as well.
Yeah, Flat Earth
So
Dave got
start thinking about
offered a
that as
trip
well.
down there and
It
declined.
doesn't mean that AE map is
So-
over, Flat Earth is over. Maybe somebody's got the answer. I don't have that answer right now. So just want to say thanks again. Appreciate it. Thanks, bro. Yep.
Whoopsies.
So
You're doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong, by the way. If you're going to experience
Are
a
they?
24-hour moon or a 24-hour sun, you want to find yourself a nice geothermal hot pot and just go and sit in that and gaze upon the sky, especially with the time when the perpetual evening for that aurora borealis. Yes, I'm suggesting Iceland. Yes, that's where I saw it. That's where I experienced it. You go there to like Iceland in June, you're gonna mess your sleep pattern all up because it's just constant daylight. And yeah, the sun, I pointed out to Bruce, I was like, the sun's never dipping. It just kind of like floats above the horizon, never dipping. And it's just,
So,
it's uncanny.
yes.
It's very uncanny.
Yeah, but it's not all year round that you get to experience a 24-hour sun in
No,
the
not all
northern
year round,
hemisphere.
no.
So we'll see. I'm going to keep track. I want to hear all of the folks that went down there, their takeaways. I want to put out all the evidence, all of the experiments that they did. I'm just saying this is an initial response from one of the folks that went down there. I don't know the guy personally, but as you heard, he was convinced there was not a 24-hour sun. And what he witnessed with his own experiments and with all the stuff that they brought down there, that yes, indeed, there is a verifiable, not only 24-hour sun, but 24-hour moon as well. So we can try to move the goalpost as much as we want, but I'm just saying that's one of those things that has now been thoroughly debunked. There is a 24-hour sun in the southern hemisphere, at least in one part. All right. Well, another thing. Satanic Temple's nativity display in New Hampshire was destroyed. And of course, a Democratic representative calls for a new one. New Hampshire State Rep Ellen Reed reportedly described herself as an inactive member of the Satanic Temple. A satanic nativity display involving an occult statue erected on Concord City property near the New Hampshire state capitol was destroyed shortly after several vandalism incidents last week. Now, Ellen Reed is saying that the temple probably should get to erect a new display in its place. I think they probably should, because I think the vandalism and the hatefulness shouldn't go without a response. But it's up to them, Reed said, the Catholic news agency reported. Reed told the outlet she came up with the idea to suggest the Satanic Temple put up the Christmas display, which was a statue of Baphomet, despite significant pushback from local officials, arguing that a Catholic group's nativity scene of Jesus should not be the only decoration there. She also said she is a member of TST but has not participated in any of its meetings or events. According to its website, TST's mission is to encourage benevolence and empathy, reject tyrannical authority, advocate practical common sense, oppose injustice, and undertake noble pursuits. We have publicly confronted hate groups, fought for the abolition of corporal punishment in public schools, applied for equal representation when religious installations are placed on public property, provided religious exemption and legal protection against laws that unscientifically restrict people's reproductive autonomy. Yes, definitely want to sacrifice those kids, Baphomet. Exposed harmful pseudoscience practitioners in mental health care, organized clubs alongside other religious after-school clubs in schools, besieged by proselytizing organizations, and engaged in other advocacy in accordance with our tenets, the website states. Avoiding a legal dispute over the First Amendment, the Concord City Council approved the organization's permit to show the display, despite the mayor saying earlier this week he wished the city had not approved it. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the upside-down cross. Yeah, that's not a mockery or anything. You're just totally advocating for your free speech. That's all, right? I oppose the permit because I believe the request was made not in the interest of promoting religious equity, but in order to drive an anti-religious political agenda, and because I do not respond well to legal extortion, the threat of litigation, Concord Mayor Brian Champlin said during the council's meeting last Monday. Some on social media have celebrated the Satanic Temple's display as a victory for religious pluralism and a reflection of our growing diversity as a community. I disagree with this. This is about an out-of-state organization cynically promoting its national agenda at the expense of the Concord community. Meanwhile, the city put out a statement saying that due to the First Amendment and the potential for a lawsuit, the city was forced to choose between banning all holiday displays or allowing a TST statue. After reviewing its legal options, the city ultimately decided to continue the policy of allowing unattended displays at City Plaza during this holiday season and allow the statue, the city said in a statement. It's anticipated that the city council will review next year whether permits for unattended holiday displays should be allowed. Look at that. Bonk. Got knocked right over. Reed rebuked the mayor in an interview with the Catholic news outlet this week, saying, I think it's the narrow-mindedness of the mayor who can't seem to wrap his head around that this represents a large percentage of the community and its beliefs. In a video posted to Facebook, 2 TST representatives unveiled the statue on Monday. One spokesperson recalled the group's core tenets before chanting, Hail Satan, and showcasing the statue. Concord Deputy Police Chief John Thomas told a local news outlet that the investigation into who vandalized TST's property is ongoing. See, I've always heard from these folks that it's not actually about worshiping Satan. So, Hail Satan, is that a reversal of their core tenets?
I don't know if these people even know what they're doing. I think they're LARPing.
Probably.
Yeah.
They've erected several holiday displays near city or state properties, often alongside traditional Christian exhibits in recent years. In 2022, the Illinois chapter of TST installed a holiday display in the Capitol Rotunda, which featured a crochet serpent atop a book and a pile of apples. In December 2023, the Iowa TST chapter set up a Baphomet statue in the state capitol, which was also vandalized shortly after its placement. And they tried to send that guy to jail, and that didn't work out. So there you go. Another one destroyed. Thank the Lord. All right, we're going to play this last video here real quick. Going out to all of my southern friends about these drones. We'll hit your guys' love, and then we're going to shut off these other platforms and go exclusively to pilled.net. So, while I'm playing this video, I implore you folks on the other platforms, head over to pilled.net, the ultimate free speech platform, and make yourself an account if you haven't already. If you have an account, just search for No Prisoners Podcast, all one word, and you'll be taken directly to the profile. You just click on the live feed and come on into chat with all of these awesome folks that we have currently hanging out with us. Look at these people. We got Sven K coming in saying good morning. FN Super Trucker said, I should have the right to pee on it. I agree with you. But you might get in trouble for, public nudity or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't advise peeing on it. They like that stuff. Anyway.
Satire for retards in the house said that a round earth off the round moon and sun, guessing they speculate. Yes. We got Lulu in Love checking in. I think she checked in earlier. And Malby Patriot in the house as well. Good to see you guys. So come and hang out with these awesome folks. We'd love to have you. If not, we'll see you again on Wednesday on those other substandard platforms. Hate to hurt your feelings, but it's true. All right, so we're going to take this minute and a half to call out to all my southern friends about this drone situation. We finally got a game plan. Take a listen.
Sit down and shut up. We got work to do. I've got our plans together. If the North's not going to take care of business, and we sure as hell know the government's not, we're going to have to take matters into our own hands. So listen up, listen close. Oklahoma, you're kicking us off. Get those radars ready and get your storm chasers mobile. If it's in the sky, you're going to see it before any of us. Kentucky, Missouri, North Carolina, and the Virginias, you're on recon. With mountain men and backwoods know-how, you'll spot the drones before they see us, and you can help us track them. Now, Texas, you're our heavy firepower. But please don't try to barbecue it afterward. Louisiana and Mississippi, you're on the ground. Swap tactics and gator stealth. Just give them the works. And when this is over, you're in charge of telling our legacy. But do us a favor and keep it brief. We don't have all day. Alabama and Tennessee, you're on diversion duty. Between football rivalries and banjos, you'll confuse the hell out of those drones and keep morale through the roof. Now, Georgia and South Carolina, you're running the mess hall. Sweet tea, fried chicken, shrimp, grits, you're feeding the troops and keeping them sharp. New Mexico, you're our wild card with desert camouflage and Area 51 know-how. If this is alien tech, we're counting on you to handle it. And now, Florida, you're the backup. If things go sideways, we're calling on y'all. If these drones are aliens, let's be honest, you've probably seen worse at the local gas station, so it shouldn't faze you. Just take care of business. All right, folks, that's it. The South is handled worse with less, and I'll be damned if we don't have this handled by summer.
So good. Oh, man, so good. All right, let me see here. While Kevin's shutting down those other platforms, let's get to the love that has been coming in. I think we left off with Matt1776. If not, we'll just hit these again anyway. Old Salty Dog gifting the cookie. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. Water Wizard gifting the can. I'm pretty sure I got these, but that's okay. We'll do them again.
Come on, man.
Boys Blanc coming in. Good to see you from the green room. Says, I love Monday